Hi.
Hola.
Hi, hier ist Mr. Döse.
This is Michael Bradley.
Hey, I'm Memphis.
Hey.
Hola. Hello.
I'm here with soccer.com.
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 And I'm talking with my friends soccer.com.
See you soon.
Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 in the latest Radiant Reveal colorway. Now included with the shoes is of course a string bag. The string bag, black with black strings, white Nike branding on either side, and then of course you get the shoes, which this is a very interesting look for the Vapor 10. We haven't seen anything with this graphic before. Of course, we're going to be talking about that and taking a closer look in detail in today's video. We're going to go over tech specs, performance details, take a look at the weight, as well as talk about how these things fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more about the Radiant Reveal Nike Mercurial Vapor 10, stick around, watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair for yourself, be sure to check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, you'll find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes. You'll be able to pick these up below their normal $200 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now again, part of the Radiant Reveal pack, obviously there's a Superfly in this colorway as well, but because this shoe features a completely different material for the upper, they look distinctly different. It is obviously a white base to the Tasian synthetic upper, which it's solid white here across the top of the foot as well as in the laces. You have a solid black Nike swoosh on the front and back of the shoe, black heel liner, black Mercurial branding, but obviously the distinctive element here is the Volt yellow, orange, and pink graphic that basically goes around the entire shoe. It's almost like a ring, if you will, that has some extra curves to it. So in the forefoot and toe box area, it starts off as a solid pink, and that runs basically right into the midfoot, where for a very short period it fades into an orange, and then eventually at the ankle and heel area, it's solid Volt yellow. So it's kind of a cool little detail. I don't mind the graphic at all, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Is this something that you like the look of? Let me know. As far as the bottom of the shoe is concerned, solid black, nothing too fancy there. Some of the studs are clear, some of the studs are Volt yellow. And again, as far as the overall colorway itself is concerned, we haven't seen this graphic on a pair of Vapor 10s, but for me, I don't mind how they look. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, in my opinion, the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 is one of, if not the very best options if you're looking for something that's going to offer a tight fit, a thin synthetic upper that offers a barefoot feel, and obviously a lightweight feel as well, not to mention very aggressive traction. If all of those sound good, no doubt the Vapor 10 is what you want. So if you guys want as many details as possible, I'll leave an annotation on screen to my playtest video where you can see these things in action. So if you haven't seen that video before, go ahead and check it out. But in this video, we're going to go over the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the basics when it comes to the performance of the Vapor 10. So the main aspect of this shoe is the upper, which is entirely one piece, as you guys can see, and it's made from a super thin Tasian synthetic material. So like I mentioned, it's one of the thinnest uppers on the market right now. There's no extra padding to it. It fits your foot super tight, and it really does provide that one-to-one barefoot sensation. No extra padding at all. Really one of the most connected feels you can have while wearing a pair of shoes out of everything out there. So it's a really, really interesting sensation to actually wear and play in these things. The upper is, despite being very thin, super flexible, and it has almost a softness to it. It doesn't feel plasticky, it doesn't feel rigid on your feet. And normally with a shoe like this, especially really tight fitting shoes, it takes some getting used to. They can be fairly uncomfortable at first. Historically, that's been the case with a lot of Mercurial Vapor and Superfly models, but with these, they're pretty much good to go out of the box as long as they fit you properly. And that is, like I said, kind of uncharacteristic of this style of shoe. As far as the upper itself is concerned, in terms of reinforcement, there is an internal support cage that basically runs through the midfoot area, working directly with the lacing system. So that is going to reinforce what would otherwise be an extremely thin upper. The actual support system, though, is very thin, very minimal. You don't actually feel it on your feet whatsoever either when it comes to feel and just general touch on the ball, it's almost like it's not there. And like I said, the responsiveness that you get from this shoe, both from the tight fit and the reinforcement from the upper, is pretty impressive. It really does provide that one-to-one sensation. The upper itself is finished with a micro texturing, so it's not completely smooth. It just has a little bit of kind of almost like a dimpling to it. And it's something that honestly, it makes a minor impact on the feel. It's just so the upper's not left completely slick. And then of course you do have ACC all conditions control, as you'll find with all the top end models from Nike. Laces run through the middle, as you guys can see. This center part, it is a one-piece construction, so basically it only unattaches from the sides of the upper on the top two lace holes here on the medial side, and then the top lace hole here on the lateral side. So the rest of this is entirely attached on either side, which has its benefits. The first thing that I really like about this system is the fit that it offers. It doesn't allow the shoe to kind of open up, and this allows you to have a nice, tight, consistent feel throughout your entire 2-hour playing session, which is really, really good. The second aspect of this one-piece construction that I like is that it's completely seamless, so you don't have any overlapping materials, which allows for a very, very consistent touch on the ball. That's important when you have a shoe as thin as the Vapor 10 is. So again, no matter what part of the foot you use to make contact with the ball, the feel will be absolutely identical, which is a really cool thing to have. And then of course, this doesn't necessarily allow water to get in very easily. It's actually a very water resistant shoe, not fully waterproof, but you will find that if you do play in wet weather conditions frequently, these will stay dry longer than you might expect them to, at least on the inside. As far as the back of the shoe is concerned, it is a standard Mercurial cut, so it's a low cut, not a mid cut like you find with the Superfly 4, although that's more of a preference thing as opposed to a performance difference, if you will. Internal plastic heel counter, synthetic leather liner with some decent padding given how light the shoe actually is. The insole is fully removable, mesh liner on top, perforations throughout. It's just a single layer of this black foam. And then moving on to the sole plate, you're going to find that it's made from a compressed nylon material that's relatively thin, not quite as cool looking as the carbon fiber sole plate on the Superfly 4, but the feel, in all honesty, is absolutely identical. It's thin, it's flexible, and it feels very good. Really no complaints there. And then of course you get the Mercurial stud pattern, this being a firm ground shoe. So on firm natural grass playing surfaces, the traction you get from this shoe is very aggressive in terms of just outright grip when pushing off in pretty much any direction. That's been kind of a main characteristic that you expect from the Mercurial line ever since it was basically first created. And like I said, the performance in terms of traction with any of the Mercurial models is going to be top notch. So that's pretty much it as far as performance is concerned. Again, if you're looking for something that's super light, offers really good traction, offers a tight fit, and a very, very good clean barefoot feel on the ball, nothing does it better, in my opinion, than the Vapor 10. In terms of weight, the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 is one of the lightest shoes around, and actually the lightest model Nike currently makes, lighter than the Superfly 4 by about a full ounce. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. I'm going to throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.2 ounces. The equivalent of 176 grams. So right at the 6 ounce mark, which like I said is very, very lightweight, pretty much the same, or at least very, very close to kind of older F50 Adizero models for those of you guys that were big fans of those shoes. These will fit and feel a lot different, but weight-wise, they'll be pretty similar. And again, if you're looking for that ultra lightweight, kind of instant responsiveness from your shoes, you're definitely going to get that from the Vapor 10. All right, so here is a look at the Vapors on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock white laces that come with the shoes. And on my right foot, I have a pair of Pinkberry reflective SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. Find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, like I talked about earlier, they offer a very tight kind of one-to-one fit. There's no extra space on the inside of the shoe, which is kind of typical of the Mercurial Vapor line. It's kind of what made it popular when it first came out, going back to the Vapor 1. With this shoe, obviously it's a little bit different. The upper is as thin as we've ever seen on a pair of Vapors, but is also very flexible, which is kind of uncharacteristic of this type of synthetic. It doesn't feel rigid, it doesn't feel plasticky. And like I said, it's relatively comfortable given the fit of the shoe and the type of material that they've utilized here. The one-piece construction, again, just takes away any excessive material that you would normally have kind of overlapping. So it gives the shoe a more seamless sensation on your foot, and they just fit really, really well. The one-piece aspect does make it maybe a little bit more difficult to put on and take off, but once they're on, like I said, the feel is very, very good. A true one-to-one sensation, I would say. As far as comfort is concerned, they're pretty comfortable from out of the box. Like I mentioned, not too much break-in time really required, given that they fit you properly. As far as width is concerned, it's a very tight-fitting shoe, and it really isn't going to stretch all that much. So if you have wide feet, the Mercurial line in general, especially the Vapor 10, probably not a very good option for you. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Alright guys, that is it for my review of the Radiant Reveal Nike Mercurial Vapor 10. If you guys are interested in more info, be sure to check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, you'll find a detailed written review. You'll find the high quality images of this exact pair that I took myself. That'll give you a better idea as to how they actually do look in person. And of course, you'll also find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $200 retail price. So again, if you're interested in the pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding the Vapor 10, leave them down below in the comments, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, thanks for watching.